Hello Farmys, and welcome back to my channel. This is a place for farm owners, farm lovers, agropreneurs that are looking for ways to make profit from their farm and also thinking of starting up an agri business. So today we'll be talking about broiler production, how you can start broiler production in 2021. So if you're a newbie, you are thinking of what to go into, then you should think of broiler production. Also, if you're into broiler production and you're having like high rates of mortality on your farm, don't worry, because today I'll be sharing with you my vaccination record and other things that you can do for a profitable broiler farm. If this is the kind of video you're interested in, make sure you watch the video to the end. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. The first thing you have to do before starting up a broiler farm or before getting your birds from the hatchery is you must prepare a very good place for them. Now let's talk about people that are already in the business, people that maybe want to try your luck again in this aspect of broiler production, and you already have a pen that has been used. It's very important you disinfect your pen. Very important. Disinfect your pen with either hypo or jig, anything, but make sure the pen is disinfected before you bring in new birds. But if you're a newbie, you want to start somewhere, make sure the house or anywhere you want to use, the cage or any place you want to use at all, is neat and disinfected. This is because birds are prone to diseases. They are very fragile. Any little disease, you see that they're already sick. Do you understand? So the first thing you need to know is any house you're bringing them to, make sure it is disinfected. Also, let's talk about the beddings. Most people use wheat or fowl sawdust as beddings that can accommodate new birds or day-old chicks. I personally do not advise this aspect because from my own personal experience, the time I tried something like this, that I used wheat or fowl as beddings, I noticed that my birds could not differentiate between normal feed and the wheat or fowl from day one. So most of them ended up eating the wheat or fowl, and some of them were eating the feed. And once something like that happens, you will notice that it's as if there is a clot in their buttocks. So that's what causes it. So what's the best thing to go for? Use newspapers. Before getting your birds from the hatchery, make sure the beddings that you are preparing for them is newspaper. So all you need to do is get papers or any newspaper at all and spread on the floor. That is where you will bring them in. Having known this, now let's go to the hatchery to get our birds. Once you've gotten to the hatchery to get your birds, it's important you vaccinate those birds from the hatchery. There's this vaccination that is very important, and that is the Marek vaccination. The vaccination helps to prevent Marek disease. So if you are getting your day-old chick from any source, either direct from the hatchery or you are getting it from the supplier, make sure those birds have been vaccinated. Do you understand me? You don't want to joke with the vaccination of your birds. Vaccination and good housing goes a long way on how profitable broiler production can be for you. These two things, you don't want to joke with it. Okay, so after giving them the vaccination, let's bring our birds home. Now, most people are tempted to give their day-old chick food the minute they arrive to their housing or the minute they arrive to the house. It is not advisable. What is advisable is once they get there or once they get to your house the first day, it's important to first give them glucose. Okay? Now, this is how it works. Let's take I for example. If I'm traveling on a long journey, normally I do not eat. Do you understand? So if I don't eat when traveling on a long journey, when I get to my destination, I can start eating food immediately, like heavy food. What I do is I look for something liquid. It might be drinks, it might be water, to first stabilize my body before I eat. If I try eating without taking anything liquid, I will have stomach upset. That applies with birds as well. Don't give them feed immediately. Introduce glucose first. So how is it done? You get their drinker, you add a sachet of glucose in it and leave it for them for 30 minutes. Okay, once you leave it for them for 30 minutes, they take the glucose water, then you dispose it off and introduce multivitamin. Okay, so once you've introduced multivitamin, it's now time for you to introduce the feed. Let's talk about feeding. We have starter, we have finisher, and we have grower. Now, most people do starter for the first 4 weeks, they go for grower for the next 2 weeks, they go for finisher to slaughter. Some people go for starter from week 1 to slaughter. Some people go from starter to week 4, then from week 5 to slaughter, they go for finisher. Now, I'm in the category of starter to finisher. So let me know in the comment section, if you're a poultry farmer, the one you normally go for. I would like to know in the comment section. I personally, I go from starter to finisher. So this is what I do. Once I get my day-old chick from week 1, I'm going to introduce starter crumble. From week 5 to slaughter, they go with finisher pellet. We have feed in different forms. We have the pellet, we have the mash, we have in crumble form. I normally do not go for mash because my birds tend to waste the mash. They'll just be scattering it. They will not use it. They will not eat it. Some people also feed with pellet from scratch. So anyone that is okay for you is what you should go for. Okay, let's talk about the main reason why some of us are here, the vaccination record. How do I take care of my birds from day 1 to slaughter? How do I give them these vaccines? How do I give them these drugs that will help me to make profit? Okay, before I go into details, I want to let you know that mainly when I was into poultry farming, I don't use too much drugs on my birds. Normally, I won't say I really use drugs. The other thing that is important for me that I normally do is the vaccines. I make sure I give them their vaccines complete, but any other thing I source, I make sure it's organic. So this is my vaccination record here, and I will be sharing it with you right now. From day 1, like I said, you give glucose. After 30 minutes, you dispose the glucose water off and you introduce multivitamin. Okay, so they will take the multivitamin for the whole day and they eat their food. This will help them to stabilize. Their blood pressure will come down from all the long journey that they've gone through. So that's for day 1. Then day 2, you introduce antibiotics. I personally, what I use as my antibiotics is ginger and garlic. So what I do is I get ginger, I get garlic, I blend them together, then I start adding the mixture into their drinker. Do you understand? But at times, if I don't want to go through the liquid aspect, I go for dry ginger, dry garlic. I mix it with their food and they eat. So that is an antibiotic for me. But if you cannot go through this method, you can go for antibiotic drug. But like I said initially, I'm not the type that use too much drugs on my animals. I prefer going the natural way. Okay, so day 8, I introduce Ogbono vaccine. Like I said initially, I don't joke with their vaccines. Anything vaccine, I don't joke with it. I make sure I give them their vaccine complete, because if you are thinking of making organic and different ways for it to go, it might work for some people, but really it doesn't work for me. So I just stick with what works for me. Some people can do organic purely without vaccines and they will sell their birds, but I've not tried it. Okay, so this is it. Day 8, I introduce Ogbono. Day 10, I give them the Lazota vaccine. Okay, then day 12 to day 14, I introduce coccidiostat. Now, coccidiostat is that drug that will prevent your birds from having twisted neck and every other disease. So you know, if you notice that your bird is having a whitish poo or a greenish poo sort of, that means you did not give them coccidiostat. And if you don't give your birds coccidiostat, that's the fastest way to lose all your investment. So I don't joke with coccidiostat as well. So you can get any coccidiostat drug that you want, but I personally, I go for bitter leaf and scent leaf. That's my coccidiostat. So what I do is I get bitter leaf, I get scent leaf, I wash them together, sieve it, remove the residue, and give them the water to drink. It has always helped me and it's still helping me. So you can go for that as well, or you can go for drugs, any one that you want. Okay, so day 16, I give them the second Ogbono shot. Okay, day 18, I give them the second Lazota shot. If you're seeing the record, you notice that I am not missing the vaccines. I am not missing it. For the coccidiostat, I can introduce organic, DIYs, I can introduce natural, but for the vaccines, I don't joke with them. Okay, day 27, I introduce third Ogbono. Then day 29, I introduce coccidiostat again for them. Like I said, my coccidiostat is a mixture of bitter leaf and scent leaf, which at the same time serves as multivite. Do you understand? So, but if you cannot go through that process, you can get coccidiostat drugs. They are being sold in pharmacy. Okay, day 31, I give them the final Lazota shot. Then I'm done. I can freestyle anyhow I want. Then from day 33 to day 37, I introduce the last antibiotics, which is my ginger and garlic as usual. Now, in between where there are gaps that I'm not doing anything, it's either I'm giving them fresh water or I'm giving them multivitamin. And majorly most of my multivitamins are fruits that are blended together. I sieve and give them. those serves as multivitamin. Then for my dewormer, I use pawpaw seed. So when I get pawpaw and I eat pawpaw, what I do is I save the seed, I sun dry the seed, I blend it to powder form and add it to their drinking water or their feeder. So this is what my vaccination schedule looks like. I want to know what a vaccination schedule looks like in the comment section. Let me know if it's something similar or there's an addition to yours. Let us know in the comment section so that others can learn from it. Okay, following all the vaccination schedule and everything, the most important thing to a successful broiler production is having a clean pen. Always clean your pen regularly. If possible, clean it every day. Always clean your pen regularly. Always wash your drinker and your feeder. See, I'm not going to say every day because your birds might mess the drinker and the feeder up. So once you see that it's dirty, please don't leave it there. Remove it and clean it up, because these are the things that determine if you will make profit from your farm. Okay, all these little things that you ignore are what determines your success in the business. Okay, let me give you a bonus tip for those that watched to this minute. And the bonus tip is, in your feed you can also introduce moringa leaves, especially those that are into layer production. Don't worry, I'll be talking about layer production in one of my other videos. So you can introduce moringa leaves. These leaves work wonders in layer and in broiler production. If you're a poultry farmer and you've tried moringa leaf, let us know the results in the comment section. This leaf works wonder. So what I do is I cut moringa leaves, fresh moringa leaves, then give it to them and they just perch on it and eat it. It makes them healthy. Okay, so that's a bonus point for those that want to go into broiler production. I hope you got value. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you watch other videos that is in our agribusiness series. See you in my next video.